Yes, great to us. Good morning. Exam revision time. So, what is it that you're looking at right now? We are looking at question 7, as you can see. So, question 7, what is it that is based on? This is a question that is based on calculus, as you can see. Okay, so just gonna work on it. Okay, so I thought maybe not writing, but it looks like it is writing. So, it's a question that is based on calculus, as you can see. Let's wait for the word to respond. Yes, calculus. So that's my question 7. I'm gonna write question 7 in calculus, but it's fine. So yeah, we've learned to bring this question here in front of us. So what is it that the examiner was examining? Or was 1.1 it says here, determine f prime of x from first principle. If f of x is equals to 2x squared minus 1, right? So that is what the examiner is saying. And they're supposed to determine f prime of x. So the first principle, you're going to write an exam. In an exam, it is going to be there. There is no way that you can write an exam and not find a question that's based on first principle. Okay, so as to 2x squared minus 1, right? Everything that you need to use, it's there. You see, you don't have to remember the formula that you use to determine to determine what is it. You don't have to remember the formula for the first principle. It is there. You're going to find it in the formula sheet. I'm just looking for it right now. Let me see if I can find it. I went far, but I know it is there. It's supposed to be here. Yes, there it is. After the f formula, what does it say? It says f of x is equals to the limit of f of x plus h minus f of x all divided by h as h approaches 0, right? So that is what the formula says. So let's go back to the question before we can make a mess. Okay, so this is a straightforward question. Okay, this is a straightforward question. So how will we go about it? So again, we have seen that is equals to f prime of x. It says f of x plus h minus s h approaches 0. So this is what the formula says on the formula sheet. To proceed with the calculations, f of x, this is your f of x. You have it. You don't have f of x plus h. So let's work out f of x plus h. So f of x plus h. What is it going to be? Whenever we see x, you're going to put x plus h squared minus 1. Okay. So these are easy stuff to find. So we're going to have 2 here, and then we're going to have x plus h multiplied by x plus h minus 1. Now, x multiplied by x, we know that is going to give us x squared. X multiplied by h, we know that is going to give us xh. H multiplied by x, we know that's going to give us another xh. And we subtract 1 from it, remember? So that is it that we have. What's left is for us to simplify this part. So this part here, as you can see, we have x plus 2xh plus h squared minus 1, right? That means x squared, that's going to give us 2x squared. 2 multiplied by 2x8, that's going to give us 4x, give us 2h squared, and subtract 1, right? So we now have the f of x plus h part. We now have this part, and simply substitute in the formula, and then we can proceed with our calculations. Okay, so let me, there we go. So what's next? Let me just move this up. Wait, so we've seen that f of x plus h, that is 2x squared plus 4xh, okay, plus 2h squared minus 1, right? So let me move this up so that I can proceed with calculating this. Okay, so what is it that we saw? We saw that using the first principle, we're gonna work it out, say if f of x is equals to the limit of minus f of x all over h as h approaches 0, right? So this is what the first principle says. And then what is left for us is to simply substitute. So we're going to have the limit of this one here. We saw that it gave us 2x squared plus 4xh, okay, plus 2h squared minus 1, right? And then minus f of x. What is f of x? F of x, we have seen that this is 2x squared minus 1. And all is divided by h as h approaches 0, okay? This is what you've seen. And then we're going to have the limit of, now removing the brackets, I'm going to have the limit of 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared minus 1, and then negative multiplied by 2x squared is going to be negative 2x squared, negative multiplied by negative 1 is going to be plus 1, all divided by h. As h approaches 0, right? This one here is going to take care of this one here, and this one here is going to take care of this one here, right? What is it that you're going to be left with? Let's see. So as you can see, you are going to be left with the limit of 4xh, right, plus 2h squared. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. These are the things that are left. The other ones are already eliminated. All over h as h approaches 0, right? And then what is that you're supposed to do now? You're going to factor out h on the numerator, okay? So we're going to have the limit of h. I've factored it out here, and I'm going to limit 4x plus 2h, all divided by h, right? As h approaches 0. So this one here is going to take care of this one here, and we're going to left it what? The limit as h approaches 0. And then as it is like this, we can now simply conclude. Let me enter the page. You see, we can simply now conclude. So you see how nice is it? You'll just be flowing. So that's how it should be in the exam. You're supposed to just flow like what I'm doing here. So f prime of x is going to be equal to what? Okay, we're going to say as h approaches 0. What is it that is going to happen? As h approaches 0, if this becomes 0, you're going to be left with 4x on the right. So as h approaches 0, then it means our remaining answer will simply be x. So that is how you're supposed to approach this question. Okay, and in that way, you will be done with this question. You'll be done with this question. Okay, so that's how it is. Now, taking it from there, we are moving on to the next question, 7.2. What does it say? 7.2.1. Okay, 7.2 says determine 7.2.1 the derivative with respect to x of 5 the square root of x squared plus 8x cubed. Okay, so that's what you're given. So let me just write that down. 7.2.1 d of the x into 5 the square root of x squared. So we have 5 the square root of x squared. Okay, and then let me see, plus x cubed. So plus x cubed. Okay, so how are you going to go about working this out? You have to first write this in the exponential form, right? So you're going to have d of the x and then x squared over 5 plus x cubed. Okay, so this is what we have. And this is going to be equal to what? D over dx. Okay, now you see the way it is right now, it's already in the exponential form. So we don't need to carry out with the d over dx. We just have to now derive. So by deriving x exponent 2 over 5 minus 1, 2 over 5 minus 1, let's see what it gives us. 2 over 5 minus 1, that gives us negative 3 over 5 plus this one here is going to give us 3x squared, right? So normally they would say leave your answer in the positive exponent, but they didn't say that here. So I always advise you to leave your answer in the positive exponent. And how do you do that? You just take this on the denominator. So meaning that you're going to have 2 over 5 x exponent 3 over 5 plus 3x squared. And this is the most appropriate answer, but this is, they'll tell you leave your answer in the positive exponent. Okay, so that is it. Now you're moving on. As 1.2.2, they want us to determine f prime of x. If it is given to us that f of x is equals to 4x squared minus 9 all over 4x plus 6, right? And they're telling you there that x is not equal to negative 3 over 2. If x becomes negative 3 over 2, I take it that the whole thing there is going to be undefined. So x is not equal to that, right? So let's carry on with our calculation and see what is that we are going to have. I need the page, so let me just insert my page, okay? Need the page as you can see. So there we go. So 7.2.2, okay? We're gonna have f prime of x is equals to what? We have f of x equal to 4x squared minus 9, right? All over 4x plus 6, okay? So like there is no strategy to pass, but then if you have revised everything, like when the examiner asks a question, it brings a lot of things on one question, right? So what is it that we see in this question here? What is it that we can do? First thing first, we can factorize, right? So by factorizing, I mean what? We look at this here, this part here. What is it that you see? This part is the difference of 2 squares, right? Difference of 2 squares. And then in this one here, you can factor out the 2, right? So by that, what do I mean? here, because they divide by 2 squares, it means we're going to have 2x, right, minus 3, and 2x plus 3, okay? And when you factor out 2 on the denominator, we're going to have 2x plus 3, okay? So you see, it is now in the most easiest form, okay? So this one here is going to take care of this one here, right? And then we're going to have 2x minus 3 all over 2, right? So we have actually 1 over 2. Okay, I mean, we can take it as 2x over 2 minus 3 over 2, right? There we go. And we know that 2 divided by 2, that's x, and then this one is going to remain as negative 3 over 2, right? We haven't derived this yet. This was just writing that given function in its simplest form. Now, what is going to be f prime of x? When we derive for x, we know we're going to have 1. The derivative of a constant is 0. So our answer would be 1. So that is it with what? With 7.2.2. And 7.2 itself happens to be the last question on question 7. So this is where question 7 ends. So you just have to know stuff when you're preparing for the next time. Okay, there we go.